Hello, boyos!
Hello, boyos!
This is the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss all things video games. My name is Jake, that is Nick. This week we're talking about PlayStation. A lot of PlayStation news this week. We're talking about Assassin's Creed, we're talking about Cyberpunk. Maybe we'll talk about candy. Who the fuck knows? We've got a new setup today. Nick's got a new microphone, and he sounds decent. And as you can see here, you can see my mouse cursor just sort of going around the screen, so just get used to it. Last week's question was why?
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Before? That's a terrible fucking question.
You're a terrible question.
It's a terrible question, and you should feel bad.
I don't feel bad at all. I thought it was hilarious. I stand by it, and also I've just been wondering why.
Why?
You know? We got one comment. This comes from Danielle Lachnauer.
Great. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, I think you pronounce it Lachnauer.
Okay.
I finally decided to chime in on the question of the week, and the question is, why? How am I supposed to answer that? Why don't you finish what you started and rate some damn candy bars? Okay, listen. Last week we had to ban cooking for group. This week we're gonna have to ban Danielle Lachnauer. That's just out of line. What you said to me. Also, I'm pretty sure we rated some candy bars, but if you want a more comprehensive review, how about we do it, Nick?
Okay, let's do it. This comes from spoonuniversity.com. This is the 20 best candy bars ranked, and we're gonna give a 1 through 10.
And if it's from Spoon University, this is scientifically accurate.
It's a university, so they have the top scientologists there. All right, so number 20, they've got Almond Joy. What would you rank an Almond Joy?
Yeah, 20 sounds good to me. I'd actually probably put it higher. I like an Almond Joy.
Right, but like 1 out of 10 though. Like we're not doing like a list because I don't know what all's on this list. What would you give an Almond Joy as like 1 through 10? 10 being the better.
I'll put it at 10.
10, really?
Bottom of the list.
Oh. That's not really what I'd give an Almond Joy a 10 out of 10.
Oh, I see I thought we were ranking them.
No. We don't even know what's here.
What you started.
How would we rank them?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'd say it like
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'll give it a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like this.
Right.
I like this method. This works better.
Yeah. Okay, 19, a Butterfinger. That's got to be like a 2 for me.
Yeah, that gets a 5 or a 6. And also, like, they change them all the time. Yeah, 5 or 6 for me.
You know what sucks about
still pretty good, though.
Butterfinger is like the fact that they get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst thing about Butterfinger. They taste fine, but then you're picking at your teeth all day long.
I kind of like that, though.
Heath bars. Now, this one...
That's a 1.
Really? Yeah, see, I'm kind of there with you.
I hate Heath bars.
I don't like Heath as well, but I know some people who fucking love it.
Heath Ledger, though, is a great actor, so, you know.
He is. He was.
He still is in our hearts.
Hershey's Cookies and Cream bar. You ever had one?
Yeah, those are pretty good. They're better than a regular Hershey's. I don't
like the cream chocolate. I'd have to give this one like a 4.
I'll give it a 7. I like the cookies and creams.
All right, and then we got the Crunch
Tastes like
bar.
an Oreo. Crunch bar, that's a 9. That's a 9.
That's a 9.
That's a solid 9. It's a good ass candy. Payday, that's an 8. It's pretty good. Pretty good candy.
I'd give that a 9 as well.
It's pretty good candy.
I like that salty sweet.
Yeah.
Oreo chocolate candy bar. I've never had that.
I'll give it a 0 just because I hate Oreos.
Oh, okay. Hershey's milk chocolate bar.
See, that gets like a 5, right?
Yeah, it's right in the fucking middle.
It's just an average chocolate. It's like the worst kind of chocolate.
100 grand.
Oh,
these are fucking good, dude.
I think so
give this
too.
like an 8.
It's like a payday. I'll give it. Yeah. No. The 100 grands are like giant Hershey things, right?
No, they're like
Oh, right. They are like payday, sort of.
they're like paydays, but wrapped in chocolate, and they have like the little crispies in them.
Yeah. I'll give that. I'll give that an 8. I'll stick it with
Yeah.
the payday.
Andy's chocolate mints.
Oh, those things are fucking bomb.
I'd give that an 8 though.
That
I
gets
used,
that gets a
used
9.
to work at Olive Garden, and you just kind of get sick of Andy's chocolate mints, but they are good.
I give it a 9, maybe a 10. Those are good.
Mr. Good Bar.
Oh, that gets a 10 from me. I know it's just a Hershey's, right?
No,
but you throw some, yeah, but you throw some peanuts in that bitch, and it just changes the whole thing. That's what a Mr. Good Bar is. It's just a Hershey's chocolate with some peanuts. That's a Mr. Good Bar, and they're delicious. That's true.
I'd give it an 8. Three Musketeers.
That gets a 6 from me. That's like a bad Snickers.
I was thinking like a 5 because when I was a kid, they were fucking fantastic. But I had one recently, and that's just too much fucking nougat.
Yeah,
it's just too much. Like you got to have like the complimentary thing. Now your personal favorite, I think, is the Take 5.
Absolutely, 10.
I'd give that 10. 10 absolutely. They have Clark Bar on here. I don't know what that is.
What's a Clark Bar? Show me a picture here. What you got?
Well, the picture that they have is this, but that doesn't look like candy at all. That looks like a wall that says Clark.
Yeah. Who would eat a wall?
Clark bars are similar to Butterfingers because they are both milk chocolate peanut butter bars, but Clark bars are like Butterfingers' better tasting, classier cousin.
I've never had a Clark bar.
No,
so
yeah. Carmelo. Have you had a Carmelo?
I don't. Oh,
like
I have. They're kind of shit.
I don't think I have. Classic. We got Snickers.
Snickers. That's a 9. That's a solid 9.
Solid 9. Yeah. Twix. Also,
that's a 9. Yeah.
Milky Way. I'd give that like a 9.5. It's just ever so slightly above Snickers for me.
No, I think it's a bad Snickers. I'll give it a 6. It's right there with the Three Musketeers.
Okay.
They taste the same to me.
Reese's Cup.
That's an 8. Solid.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
I like Reese's.
I give it a 7. Number 1 on this list is a Kit Kat, and that's a pretty fucking good one.
But is that the best candy? Is it the best candy? Well, if the scientists say so,
that's true.
I'm gonna have to give it. I'll give it a 10 if the scientists say so.
Let me give you the reason. Kit Kat's easy to break pieces. Make it one of the simplest candy bars to eat. I could eat stacks on stacks of Kit Kat chocolate covered wasted. I could eat stacks on stacks of Kit Kat's chocolate covered wafers. After all, my favorite kind of break is a Kit Kat break. Kit Kat deserves the number 1 spot for best candy bar because no other candy bar on this list is like it.
A Twix is pretty similar to a Kit Kat.
Similar, yeah.
So, but it is a wafer cookie and it's good. Have you ever had like the Japanese Kit Kats? They have a whole like market of weird Kit Kat flavors. They've got like green tea and
I've had that one, yeah.
And like they have like sriracha flavored and wasabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we have that in America?
I don't know, man. But Kit Kats do have like this dark chocolate mint Kit Kat, and those are fucking great. I gotta say, those are better than the original.
I do like Kit Kats. Yeah.
So, I'd give like Kit Kat like a 9.
I'll give it a 10 just because the scientists say,
Okay.
Well, Nick.
So there you go, Danielle. We ranked candy bars for you.
Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, your ban will be up.
Keeps getting worse.
Your ban will be up in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Let's move on here. What you been playing, Nick? What you been playing, son?
Well, two things came out this week, and we talked about it a little bit on the show last week because it was what you looking forward to or whatever the fuck. playing Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer. It is not what I expected. It is much better than I expected, and the harder you raise the difficulty, the more fun it gets. It is
Yeah.
super, super good. The only thing that I have to say is I wish the co-op story, wasn't just 2 players. I wish you could add like a third or a fourth player into that.
Mhm.
But the survival is fun in itself, and it kind of brings me back to like the old school Gears of War, wave kind of survival kind of thing, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
While you're on the topic, I'll just jump in there. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima as well, the online, and I think it's really good. Like you said, I wonder like if it'll get stale pretty quick. We only played it for that one day. I am wondering if that'll just get old really quick. And also like
I could see it with all the content that they have. I could see it getting kind of old. But it looks like they're adding more challenges.
We beat the multiplayer in like 3 hours, like the story mode. So it's kind of lacking in content, I think. But the survivor mode is cool, and you can upgrade all your guys and replay it. It's a lot like Destiny. It's pretty cool.
It is free though. It is free. Well, it's not like a paid thing. You pay $60, you get Ghost of Tsushima, you get the whole experience of Ghost of Tsushima, which is a little long for my taste. But then they just kind of gave this out for free just because. And I think it's honestly better than the single player.
Well,
I'm not going to say story, but it's better than the single player.
I wanted to point that out. I disagree with that. I love Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's great. It's just a little long in the tooth. But I wanted to point out that, they are doing this for free, but is this Sucker Punch just sort of dabbling with the idea of an online multiplayer? Because maybe their next game is a more online-centric sort of thing. Like, I don't know what it'll be. Maybe Sunset Overdrive Online or something.
They did have that.
But I mean, they didn't make Sunset Overdrive. But you know what I mean? Like Infamous Online or something, whatever they do. I don't know, like just them kind of doing this, and the way it's formatted like Destiny or like The Division, those games as service sort of things. It's not as egregious as those things, and it's a lot shorter, and it's obvious they just kind of did it because they wanted to. But it makes me wonder if they're just kind of doing this to play around with servers and just sort of stress test how it works and get the team used to doing online stuff, because maybe in the future that's what they'll do.
I could see that. And that I just thought of it is like if they're doing that and what you say is at least somewhat kind of true, and they do like an Infamous multiplayer where you have like powers, but like elemental powers and stuff, that would be really cool. And you can like play with your buds and do survivals missions and raids and stuff with different sort of powers. I think that would be kind of cool, like an Infamous multiplayer.
Yeah, it'd be weird for them to jump back to Infamous at this point, but I don't know.
You think so?
Could happen. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Ghosts was them being like, okay, we want to try something different. I don't know what their future holds, honestly. Maybe they'll make Killzone. Who knows?
That did get teased. I remember something about that, but we'll get into that a little later. The next thing I've been playing also came out the day before Ghosts Online was Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition on Game Pass. We've been playing quite a bit of that game, probably 4 or 5 hours at this point. It's great. Fucking great. The Dutch are overpowered and should never be played. But it's great. It's super fun. The AI is a little dumb and easy. But if you can find a group of 2 to 3 people, then you're golden. It's such a good game. They added a couple of new factions, a couple of new civs, and they're all right. Not my kind of style, but there's somebody's style out there.
Our games tend to go for like several hours, and I think the problem that we have is we play the mode where you have to destroy all of the enemy stuff to win. Maybe we should try out playing like First to
Kill
Build
the
a
King.
Wonder or Kill the King, or we should probably try doing that. But
So
yeah,
down to do that.
I have a lot of fun with Age of Empires. We have a friend though who used to play StarCraft, and he just fucking dominates us constantly.
Yeah. So it's usually like a 4v1. At least last night it was. Kind of. It was a free for all that turned into a 4v1, and
basically
it just kind of went too long. I resigned early on.
we would have won eventually, but it just kept going on forever. You been playing anything else, Nick?
I don't think so. I have been getting the Pikachus in the Pokemon Sword and Shield. They released for a while. They've been doing like you put in a code and you get a Pikachu with a little Ash hat on. And I think this is the last week you can get one. It's the original Ash hat with the L, the triangle L kind of thing. And they're super cute. It started at like level 25. They've got some special moves or whatever, and they're cute. And so I'm just kind of
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield, yeah. Yeah, so
Still haven't gone back to it.
I like it. It's mediocre as a Pokemon game. I really wish they'd do better. I like it. I like the breadth of it. It's a big expanding Pokemon, and I think it's the right step it's a step in the right direction. This one may not be so good, but I feel like down the line, if they continue on the path that they're going, maybe not the next one, but the next one is going to be like fantastic.
Yeah, we've been saying that about Pokemon for years, though. I've been playing. I started playing Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, I started that over the weekend. Been streaming it a bit. That has been kind of meh. It's cool to like run around and have a lightsaber and shit, but I just don't understand why I need to look around for things. I don't know. Like I was talking to a friend, and like, you have to like scan a bunch of things in Jedi Fallen Order, like just random shit. Like there's a barrel in the corner, and it's like scan it, and I scanned it, and I'm like, why is this fun? Like, what is fun about this? Like, what is fun about scanning a thing in a video game? Like, I wish the game was more just like, here, go wreck these fucking stormtroopers or whatever. But maybe that's just my ADHD brain.
So my thoughts on that are pretty similar. I thought Fallen Order, it was fine for what it was. It felt rushed, and I don't think the story was too good.
It gets really framey. Yeah, it's really.
It does. It does. It is not. It is not a very good looking game, but why? I don't understand why they had to go like the Dark Souls route when you look back at Force Unleashed, and those were some of the best like lightsaber combat, force push, force pull, kind of action games. And I just don't understand why that's not a thing anymore. Like it's so, I guess, grounded, and it's like, oh, now you got to fight this big thing, but if you die, you spawn back at your bonfire, and it's like, well, I don't just let me kill a whole bunch of shit without like I have a lightsaber. If I slice a guy once, he's going to be cut in half.
It's literally they tried to make it Star Wars Dark Souls. It's literally that. Not I know everyone says that, but it literally is like you spawn at a bonfire. If you die, you have to go back and get your experience points back from the thing that killed you. It's literally Dark Souls, Bloodborne sort of stuff.
But it's always frustrated me that you have a lightsaber which cuts through flesh in one swipe, but you'll have like a stormtrooper who has yellow on their shoulders, and now you have to hit them 5 times before they fall over, and it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Just let me force pull this guy, stab him, put him on the ground, and You
But
should feel like
that's just video games, though. You know, that's just how video games work. Because it would be boring if I could just go up and stab and kill everything in one shot.
well, yeah, but I think Force Unleashed did it right though, because you still can like you kill everybody in one shot. If you force push them into something, they'll like blow up, and then they'll take their time getting up, and then they'll come back at you. And then if you hit them with your lightsaber, then they'll be down. But you have like the big ass creatures that obviously can take a lightsaber hit in Force in the new one,
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi, yeah, in Fallen Order. Like there's like an ice yeti sort of creature.
Like, yeah,
and
those giant frogs
and
things.
it's like, oh, okay. This makes sense that I can't just cut through it and kill it.
Well, I will
Or
say,
you fight like an ATST, and it's like that makes sense. That
I'm not far in the game, but they do incorporate like the stormtroopers who have the like baton things,
right?
Which you see in episode 7, which can block lightsabers. So I feel like they kind of tried to explain it in a way that made sense, and they didn't want it to just be like you hit a guy and kill him in one hit, especially if they're making a Dark Souls clone. So I kind of get that. I just wish it wasn't a Dark Souls clone.
Yeah, I agree. If it was an action adventure game, I would be more into it rather than a.
Yeah, I mean it is
Dark
an action
Souls.
adventure game.
I mean it is, but it's very Dark Souls. You don't go to a whole lot of places. You kind of.
It's big open worlds, and I was not expecting that, and I didn't realize I didn't really want that. I kind of wanted a more linear experience, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to the events. Over the week, we had the Night City Wire, another Cyberpunk event where we got to see a bunch of cars in different styles. You probably know more about this than me. No, I just kind of heard some stories about it online. Didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. They showed off cars, and they showed off like
the cars in the game seem pretty cool.
Yeah, they showed off like a smart car, or the equivalent to a smart car, and it's all like junky, and it's just kind of like crawling up these stairs and stuff and taking people out on the sidewalk, and it's like, wow, this is trashy. But then you have like cars that are like Bentleys, and it's like, yeah, these cars are like the what people are like. You look at your window and go, wow, that's a fucking Bentley right there. And it's just kind of crazy, like the scale of which, like, you go from 1 to 10. It's like you have this real shitty car, but all the way up to you have this car that's costs way too much money for a normal person to buy, but it's all there. You from regular commerce cars to crazy cars. And they even showed off like military vehicles that you can drive to, which is kind of cool. And then after that, they kind of like showed off how they did the sound of it, and like the background behind the scenes of how they captured the sound of cars. And one of the scenes is them rolling up a window with like a microphone at the window, and you just hear, and the guy's like, we got it. And it's like, wow, that they're putting a lot of detail into these cars in just the sound. So it kind of makes me excited. Then they showed off like the styles, what kind of styles every kind of person has. They'll have from the scrubbiest scrubs to the highest corpos, and then they said something about Keanu Reeves' motorcycle company Arch is gonna have Arch motorcycle in Cyberpunk, and I thought that was kind of cool. And they did something with cosplays, which look incredible. And Johnny Silverhand's car is a 1977 Porsche 911, I want to say, and that's kind of cool. So that was pretty much it. I don't want to go too far into the details because the game's almost out, and I know some people don't want to hear all the details.
I saw some of that stuff. But one thing I found interesting, there's been some controversy over some cosplay of,
Really?
yeah, of, it's like a girl with a penis and the penis is glowing or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and people are like saying that's like almost blackface for trans, and yeah, I just feel like people don't know what cyberpunk is. Because cyberpunk is more like a world where gender isn't even a thing. It's just you're kind of whatever you want to be. I mean, that's a world I want to live in, honestly. Yeah, I just feel like people don't know. Yeah, I know you feel differently, but like, yeah, I feel like people just don't know what cyberpunk is. The whole idea is I can have huge titties and a huge cock and a robot toenail, and that's.
You ever seen the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger with the chick with 3 tits?
Yeah.
I forget what that Total Recall. Yeah, that's fucking cyberpunk. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure it would offend somebody today, but in the future, in a cyberpunk future, that's just like an everyday thing, and people accept that. Like, if you are a trans person or a different person in society right now, you wouldn't be that in cyberpunk.
Yeah,
in
you'd be the fucking normie.
Yeah, it would just be like an everyday thing that you see walking around. Like, oh, there's a chick with a dick. That's normal.
Well, it wouldn't even be anybody. That. It would be way more androgynous than that. It would be way more just like that's a person who has boobs and a penis. It's not even like that's a chick with a dick. It's just like that person has a dick. A vagina. Like, it doesn't matter.
I feel like it's a terrible argument to be like, oh, this game is doing blackface but for transgenders, or saying anything like that. Like, oh, this game is putting gay people down. It's like, no, it's kind of raising them up and being like, you're no different than anybody else in this world. Yeah,
that's fair. But also, we don't know because we're just fucking normal dudes. So what do we know? But
what do you? How do you know? I might have a vagina.
I've known you my whole life, Nick.
That's
I think you don't have a vagina.
But I mean, I'm a cisgendered white male, and my word means nothing to the.
That's not what I'm saying. But like,
LGBTQ community, so
it's hard for us to have an accurate representation on how someone may feel about something because we're not those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
right.
I just thought it was interesting because I just feel like it's different because it's cyberpunk, and that's like the whole aesthetic of the world. It's like you can have a penis, you can have boobs, you can have whatever, it doesn't matter. So
and everybody thinks of you as like, equal. Everybody's equal unless you're like a corpo and a junkie. Those are that's the only thing. Are you a CEO or are you a nobody? That's the only differentiating thing in a cyberpunk world. And I just don't think sex or gender or race even plays a role in any sort of cyberpunk setting where it's like you should get up in arms about it, because everybody's the same. Everybody's got the same thing and nobody is being left out or
and if you want a different thing, you can get it. That's
and it's
the whole
easy to
idea.
do. You don't need a whole bunch of money to have an operation. You just go down the street and there's a ripper doc that'll just rip that shit out and put something else in, like, oh, I want new eyeballs, and they'll go, okay, and then they'll put like cameras in your head. It's that kind of shit that's super easy. So
noise. Oh god. All right, let's get into the news. Last week it finally happened.
We did it, dude.
Been talking about it for years.
Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
We fucking did it.
We fucking did it.
We got there.
We finally got it.
We fucking got it. We did it. It happened.
So we finally got to see the PlayStation 5 user experience. We got to see the UI a little bit. I will say, I wish we got to see more of it. Yeah, I feel like it was it was so weird because it was like a 10-minute thing, and
10 minutes, yeah.
They showed off some of the things, and then at the end they're like, well, it looks like we're running out of time. And it's like, what the fuck you mean? You're the one making this video. What do you mean you're running out of you could make this thing 20 hours long. I kind of wish it was longer because I want to know, there's certain things they didn't touch on. But I will say they showed off some new features, like now you can get hints in games that have it. So I guess first party games will have hints. Whatever, that's super lame. We all have Google.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's so dumb.
But now it's picture in picture, I guess.
Well, there's some picture in picture activities going on there. That's pretty cool. Stream Sniper's best friend. That's gonna be. What else was there? There was the like in-game like missions or achievements. I don't remember what they were.
It was like they were playing Sackboy, and it was like a percentage of like how much time you have left in order to beat this certain level, or how many items you collected, and it's like you've done 60% of this level, and you could go from whatever you're playing right to that level, right to that spot, sort of like thing, right away.
Yeah,
and
it's cool, but it's one of those
complete the level.
It's one of those features though that isn't going to be supported by third parties. Like, it just isn't, and like that's the thing, is like,
especially the hint stuff. You know, that's the thing that I like.
No one wants to put that in there, and there's people who literally make jobs out of like making PlayStation trophy guides and stuff like.
Yeah, like they showed off the Sackboy thing, and it's like, okay, how do you get this crazy, easy to get costume in the game? And they had like somebody else playing it and going, oh, you just jump on these two platforms and there you go. There's the costume. And it's like, nobody wants to play through the game going and start the recording, and here's how you get this little bubble, okay, and the recording. Next bubble, and then they just go through it. Like, no third-party company is going to do that. Like, yeah, it's so much extra work, and you
might see it with like some Ubisoft games, maybe, or like maybe some Activision games. But like, as soon as you start getting to like the smaller game, like no one's gonna do that, and give it like maybe the first year people will do it just because it's a new thing and they'll like want to try it out, see how it's used. A year down the line, 2 years down the line, no one's going to be implementing that. I doubt fucking PlayStation will be using that feature in 3 years.
Yeah. One thing they did show that I'm kind of excited for, I've wanted to use it a couple of times, is like when you're playing a game and say your friend got a new game that you're curious about but you don't want to spend money on, and you're like, hey, let me see what that game is. Well, we have a thing called Share Play on PlayStation where you can just share your screen, and then you go into the party and you can watch that person play that game, and you go, okay, this looks kind of cool. Well, now you don't even have to go to the party. You just press the PlayStation button, picture-in-picture mode. You can play your game while you watch your friend play their game. And I think that's really cool, and it has some really cool implementations that could be made, such as YouTube. If you want to watch YouTube or a podcast, you just put that up in the corner while you play your game, or a movie, Twitch. Even like Twitch. It's real. Even like a split screen kind of a game. Like, hey man, I don't know how to do this. This is a single player game. Walk me through it. Okay, put me in your picture-in-picture and I'll show you how to do it. And I think that's a really cool system. It's not really new because we already kind of have it, but it's definitely better. It's better.
It's something that, we've all been able to do on PC forever with just dual monitors. But to see it with PlayStation is pretty cool. Wouldn't it be cool if PlayStation had dual monitors? Never even thought about that. Seems a little pointless, but whatever.
I mean, with this, you probably could, because then you put the window up.
It doesn't have two HDMI outs, though, huh?
I don't think so. No, it does not.
I guess you could. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The UI looks nice. I like that picture-in-picture mode. But I will say they didn't talk about like streaming at all. Like, that was a huge focus when they were announcing the PS4, and they didn't really talk about it at all with PS5. So I'm very curious. Like, what does streaming look like on the PS5? What are the holdbacks? What are the setbacks? Is it more? Are there more features? Can I use like Streamlabs in PS5? I mean, I fucking doubt it, but like that'd be cool.
They did show off like Twitch is still an app that you can use, so you can stream straight to Twitch. They didn't show anything else off though, like no YouTube, no whatever the other one's called.
They showed Twitter, but no Facebook.
Or was it Twitter?
Yeah, I saw Twitter in there. But yeah, no Facebook, no YouTube I didn't see. I'm sure you can still stream to YouTube though.
But it's just like they didn't really even talk about it. It's like you can do this with certain apps or straight to your console and then upload it later.
One thing I did hear in that little 10-minute thing was that now the PlayStation Store is actually just integrated into the home screen. So it's just always open, it's always quick access, which is so great because the PlayStation 4 store is trash garbage. I kind of wish they kind of walked us through the store a little bit. Like I kind of wish they did like just like a full walkthrough, like
just a full 40-minute walkthrough.
Yeah, like I want to know the features, because like the whole reason you buy a console is because you want a simplified computer, essentially. Like you just want a simple gaming rig. So I want to know what it looks like, Xbox was quick to be like, hey, it's basically Xbox One, you don't need to expect anything else. So I except for the quick access stuff, which Sony didn't really mention quick access other than so that's not even really a thing.
I do like the way it looks though. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks like the PS4, just a little bit cleaner. And
then I remember they showed off Destruction All Stars. Showed off Destruction All Stars, and they're like, let's jump into another game, and they jumped into Destruction All Stars, sped up like the
they're like,
video,
we don't want people to see this.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, we're gonna speed up 3 minutes into the future, and then we're just gonna take some screenshots and go, okay, that was fun, thanks for the games.
I don't know if you noticed the screenshots too. The characters were floating off the ground. They weren't even like on the ground. They're just floating there. Yeah, that game is probably going to be ass garbage, and it looked like ass garbage when they showed it. You can go back to our episode where I said it looked like ass garbage.
I'm really hoping it's not though, because
obviously
it could be really cool, but I have not seen anything on it.
I hope every game's fucking good, but it's not. But the streaming thing brings me to another piece of news with the PlayStation that happened recently. There was a PlayStation 4 update, firmware 8.0. And people are kind of upset about it. And here, I've got an article here. Let's read this. This is from PlayStationLifestyle.net. Following PlayStation 4 firmware update 8.0 yesterday, so whenever this came out, a number of users expressed concerns over a notification that states voice chats may be recorded for moderation. By joining, you agreed to be recorded. As screenshots of the notifications flooded social media, Sony released a statement on the PlayStation blog explaining that PlayStation 5 players will be able to record conversations that happen in a party chat and submit them for review. What this basically means is that you'll be able to record players that engage in misconduct over voice chat and request Sony's moderation team to review the content and decide whether any action needs to be taken or not. While only PS5 players will have access to the voice chat recording feature, they will be able to record PS4 players who are in a party as well. Um, Here's their statement. Quote, following this update, users are seeing a notification about party safety and that voice chats in party may be recorded. Voice chat recording for moderation is a feature that will be available on PS5 when it launches and will enable users to record their voice chats on PS5 and submit them for moderation review. The pop-up you're seeing on PS4 right now is to let you know that when you participate in a chat with a PS5 user post-launch, they may submit those recordings to their PS5 console to SIE. This is so dumb, honestly. It also
blacked out for a second. It's just.
It also says here, as a reminder, both Sony and Microsoft already reserve rights to monitor and record chats. So this isn't exactly anything new. The only difference here is that other users will be able to record and report chats that violate Sony's terms and conditions. So this is super weird. And here's why. Listen, I understand moderation in games like Counter-Strike or games like Overwatch. If you're playing the in-game feature or the in-game chat, it's super fucking weird to do it in private parties. Because here's the solution. If someone's being an asshole in your private party, you know what you can do? You can fucking kick them out of the party.
You can block them.
You can block them. You can go into a different party. You can create a new party. That it's super weird. I don't understand why Sony needs to moderate private parties. That makes no sense. I don't get that either. They also changed their whole private party system. Where it used to just be super simple, where you would just invite someone to a party and that's it. You just invite someone to a party. Seems like now they're doing more of a Discord sort of thing where you make a group, and then if someone makes a part, you make like a server basically, but in PlayStation it's called a group. You make a group and then someone can make a party. You can't send an invite. You can send an invite to the group but not to the party. It's a lot more like Discord.
See what
I don't get it.
It kind of sucked at first, but now that I've kind of used it, it makes a little bit more sense to me, because once you have a group set up, you can't invite anybody to a party. However, when you do start a party chat, I guess, it sends a message to everybody in that group. Hey, there's a party chat that just started. Do you want to join? And I think that's pretty much the same thing as, instead of having to click an extra button going, who do I want to invite to this party? I just made this party. What friends are online? It's just like, okay, I made a party. It's going to invite everybody in this group for me.
I like the new feature of there being groups and it like can tell you if someone. But honestly, I still wish I could just invite people, because what if someone gets on after the party's already started? You know, like that happened the other day. Our friend Brandon, you could see him in our Last of Us review. But our friend Brandon got online, and he didn't even know there was a party. That's happened to me a few times where I'm like, I didn't even know there was a party because I got on after the party started. And normally I'd get an invite. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I understand it because it is like Discord, where you can have different servers. But like honestly, I have like 20 friends on PlayStation,
all of those people are in that group.
PlayStation isn't like a social thing for me like Discord is. It's like, these are the people I play games with.
These are the people that I would like to have in my party if they get online. If they so choose to join my party, I wouldn't mind them being there.
And I delete people all the time that are like, if they join my party and they annoy me, I'll just fucking take them off my friends list, because it's not Facebook, it's PlayStation. Like, we play games on here. We don't. This isn't for. I don't know. Maybe other people do it differently though. I hear of people who have like 2,000 friends on PlayStation, or whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, for like people who are like YouTubers and they just constantly get party.
Looking at you, Greg Miller.
Yeah, Greg Miller, you son of a bitch. I don't know what that was about, but if you're like Greg Miller, you son of a bitch, and you start a party. Your username's probably known, and your friends list is probably full. And there's certain people that you want to talk to, and fans, I guess, that you don't necessarily want to talk to.
But isn't that the thing, though? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but like you could make a private party. Yeah, I get what you're saying. The group thing is nice. Just let me still invite people, and also just let me continue to make public parties as well.
Yep.
Like why not have both things? Why not allow me to have a public party if I want to, where anyone on my friends list can join, or a private party with my groups, and I can still send invites because.
Yep. See exactly. If you were to change anything about it, I like the new system. I do. It just needs a little bit of tweaking, and those are probably the two things: is being able to make a public party where anybody can join, and in sending invites just as instead of like sending a message like, "Hey, you want to join my party?" ? Instead of that, just go, "Hey, here's a party invite. If you join it, whatever. If you're away, you'll get a little notification that's like a message."
Right, because that's the thing now is like I have to send a fucking message to that group now, like, "Hey, we got a party if you guys want to jump in." It's super annoying. Those are the two things, because I do like the idea of having the groups.
I do too.
Yeah, I do like that, and you bringing up Greg Miller, good point. But so hopefully they'll fix. Hopefully they'll fix it. I know they tweeted a thing. I don't have the tweet in front of me, but they tweeted a thing that they're like, "We're looking at it and we're gonna adjust it. We're gonna try and fix
feedback."
Yeah, and because basically everyone got this and we're like, "What the fuck is this?" You know.
The thing I have to say about that is like people don't like change.
Yeah, but this was a bad change. Like, there's no way to slice it, dude.
It was a shocking change. You know, that's as much as I can say. It has its downfalls, it has its upsides, as we just said. But, you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, now I have to relearn the party system." And I think I think it sets a lot of people off. It took us like 20 minutes to figure out what exactly happened. They didn't like give us a presser to be like, "Okay, here's how the party system works now." Yeah. And like walk us through it. It was just like, figure it out. So I think that has a lot.
And if Sony wants to make their thing Discord, I'd rather just have Discord.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just put Discord on PlayStation. That'd be fucking great.
Just sign a deal. I'll pay.
Dude, put Discord on PlayStation, computer, and Xbox, so we could all just talk to each other. We want to talk about crossplay. Let's talk about cross party. You know what I mean?
Cross party, please. Jesus, that would be so good.
Let us use Discord. It's better than your shitty PlayStation thing. Because PlayStation,
shitty Xbox thing. It's better than your shitty Nintendo thing. Like, Discord just makes sense.
PlayStation parties have always kind of been shit. So this is
one thing that is coming out with this thing is PlayStation is also redoing their PlayStation app, and I really hope it's like the Discord app where you can like it turns into like Facebook Messenger. I really hope it's like that, so that instead of using Facebook, I can just use PlayStation. And if I could have message the boys,
if I could have bubbles like Facebook has, that'd be nice. I also hope better. I can join PlayStation chats from my phone and my computer, even.
Yep.
Oh my god, that'd be so sweet. You can do that with Xbox. You can join on your phone and your computer. So let me do it with PlayStation. Yeah,
it'd be so great. Just be like, "Hey guys, I can't. I'm in my car. You know, I'll be home in 15 minutes, and then you know."
Or someone can be on PC playing some shit, and we can be on PlayStation playing some shit. Maybe that's the move. Instead of putting Discord on PlayStation, just put PlayStation on computer.
Yeah, I'd be down for that too. If it's good, if it is good, if it's like the app they have now.
Well, the app doesn't work.
I don't like the app right now, but it could be better.
With your discretion here, Nick, I'm gonna skip this next piece of news.
Sure, yeah. Fuck that piece of news. Assassin's Creed Valhalla has gone gold.
Who gives a shit?
Whoever fucking cares.
We put it on here because we didn't have much to talk about, but we've got more.
The game looks bad. That's it. It looks rushed and shitty.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
But the next piece of news here is we got the MPD numbers for last month.
Let's go through it.
From the month of September. Here are the top 10 selling video games year to date, ending September 2020. I love these. I think
these are fun. Yeah. I kind of let us know if you like these. That might be the question. Do you like these, the NPD numbers that we do once a month? That might be the question. Have a think about it.
Yep. Okay, so actually, here's the top 10 selling video games just of the month of September. We'll start with that one. At number 1, Marvel's Avengers, which came out last month, so that makes sense. At number 2, we've got Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Just to let everyone know, all of the Nintendo games do not include digital sales. So that probably beat Avengers, but still. At number 3 was Madden NFL 21. At number 4, we had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, still kicking it. Nice. Number 5, we have NBA 2K21. Number 6, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. People still buying that game. And number 7, oddly, we've got Crusader Kings 3. That's kind of surprising, honestly.
That is surprising. Crusader Kings 3?
Yeah.
You can only play them on the PC.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fucking got there.
That. Yeah, wow.
I do think Crusader Kings is on Xbox, maybe.
I don't think you can. It's on Xbox Live, but I don't, or Game Pass, but I don't think you can play it on Xbox.
At number 8, we've got Animal Crossing: New Horizons. This game is just making gangbusters.
Still.
At number 9, we've got Star Wars Squadrons, and at number 10, we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah,
Wii U old. Mario Kart 8 is Wii U old, and the physical copies are still at the top 10 of every month.
Well, I think people are buying Switches like crazy, especially now that I've been seeing a lot more of the handheld ones on shelves and stuff. So I think people are kind of buying that up. And what's the game that you buy with the Switch? Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Those are the
Mario
games.
Party, if you're into that.
Here's the top 10 selling video games, retail and digital, year to date, ending in September. Of course, not including Nintendo's digital sales. At number 1, we've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. At number 2, we've got Animal Crossing: New Horizons, which that's probably at number 1.
Probably number 1. Yep.
At number 3, we have Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh.
Good job, boys.
Naughty Dog.
Good job, boys. You won't be there at the end of the year, but you're doing the Lord's work. At number 4, we've got Madden NFL 21. At number 5, we've got Ghost of Tsushima. Good job, Sony.
Good job.
At number 6, we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. At number 7, Marvel's Avengers. Here's the interesting thing with Marvel's Avengers. It did sell pretty well last month, but I've heard the numbers on Steam are below 2,000 concurrent players.
There's nothing in that game, is what I hear.
Below 2,000. That's horrible, dude. That's so bad. At number 8, we've got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Wow.
People just fucking love their Dragon Ball, dude. At number 9, we've got MLB The Show 20. And at number 10, Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Wow, good job.
Yeah.
That's probably higher. That is higher.
For sure.
It's not digital.
Yeah, I wish Nintendo would actually lay out what their shit is. I find it interesting. The one that I find the most interesting is this Marvel's Avengers. I am so very, very curious to see where Marvel's Avengers lands in the month of October, because I feel like it's not even going to be on the list.
I feel like as soon as it hits January, that's not going to be on the list on any list. It'll be like, oh, this sold really well this month and no other month. That's kind of how I feel.
No, that's what I think too. I think I think next month it won't even be on the top 10 list. It'll still be in the top 10 best-selling video games, but November hits that game is nowhere on these lists at all.
Yep.
That game is a colossal failure, even though it sold really well in the first month. But like, of course it is. It's Avengers.
Yep.
But
You got Avengers fans fucking buying that shit up like end game tickets, and then they go, okay, I played 2 hours, never play this game again.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, what do you think? Like, what's coming out this month? What came out this month? Nothing really.
not this month. Maybe next month we'll see Ghost of Tsushima even higher because of the multiplayer that came out.
Maybe I feel like that wasn't marketed very well.
No, it definitely wasn't. But if it's good, it's good, and if people are trying it, I could see them more people going, "Hey, that game sounds like fun." Like I've been on a party with the person that I play with, and my other friend is like, "Man, should I get this game? This game sounds fun as fuck." And I'm like, "Yeah, give it a little bit once they add some more shit." But yes, it's a very fun game. So I think word of mouth is going to do a lot of a boosting. So I think we could see Ghost of Tsushima's sales raise a little bit more than what they are currently. But other than that, maybe Pokemon back up there because the DLC is coming out this Thursday, and that's what you're looking forward to next week, October 22nd. I'm gonna be playing that. What do you think? What do you think's gonna what the NPD numbers are gonna look like?
Nothing really came out this month. I guess Hades came out, huh? But yeah,
this month.
Yeah, I think
so.
It was. Yeah, so
we might.
Maybe Hades.
They don't do digital sales on.
Fuck,
on
you're right.
Switch.
You're right. So that won't even be on the list. You're right. Yeah, I think these lists are going to be relatively the same, other than Marvel's Avengers just going way down to the fucking bottom. Yeah, nothing really came out this month that I can really think of.
It's not going to be until November that we see some real big spikes.
Next month is going to be nutty because we got what we have. We have Spider-Man. We've got Cyberpunk. We've got Demon Souls.
We got Destruction All Stars.
Oh yeah,
that's a launch title. Yeah. We got I don't know, something on Xbox maybe.
True. I don't know what is. I don't know what launch games are.
Maybe a sports games that's coming out in November. I don't know if any sports games are coming out, but maybe.
So what to look forward to next week? As Nick stated earlier, we've got Pokemon DLC coming out Thursday, October 22nd. I don't give a shit. Nick seems a little hyped about it, so that's cool.
I mean, I'm hyped about it because it adds new content to a game that looks all right.
Since we finally got the UI, and that's been the thing that we've been harping on. When is the UI coming? When is the UI coming? I want a new thing to harp on. Okay, and here it is.
All right.
When is Factions?
Not back to this.
When is Last of Us Factions? This isn't the question this week, but when is Last of Us Factions? You're doing the question this week, so
I'm doing the question. Yeah,
I'm just asking you. When the fuck is Last of Us Factions? I would have thought we've seen it by now.
March.
Think March? And you don't think they'd show it?
Dude, remember like last month, Neil Druckmann's like, hey, this is Last of Us Day or Outbreak Day or whatever. Yeah. We got some big news. And then everybody's like, shit, they're going to announce Factions this time. And then he tweeted out something. That news we were talking about? Well, keep waiting. And it's like, okay, so it's coming. Definitely coming. But
just like me.
Oh. Put your camera down just a little bit. I think it's coming. It'll probably be next year.
That's my penis. Got there somehow.
Oh my god, it's got a nail on it. That's a weird growth, dude.
It goes up and around and
it comes this way. Yeah. So I think March at the latest.
At the latest.
Maybe at the latest. If it's not March, it's not coming out.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless Last of Us 3 has it.
You don't think they could drop it next holiday? As like a...
That seems like a long time.
It does.
That seems too long.
Yeah, I agree.
A whole year from now?
I would have thought that this would be a big, like, free PS Plus game for PS5 owners.
That's what I was thinking, too.
That would be, like, huge.
Like a PlayStation Plus game that comes out in November, or December. Really, December's PS Plus games is Factions and Knack 2. You know,
Knack 2.
I don't know.
Where the fuck is Knack 3? You know?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Come on, Mark Cerny, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, I know you made the PS5, Knack. But give me a new Knack.
Stop with the PS5. Stop with the UI bullshit, and just
give me Knack 3.
Yeah, you're done engineering the bitch.
So, what's this week's question, Nick?
This week's question is going to be a little more serious.
How?
No, fuck you. It's my question, you stupid bitch. It's gonna be a thoughtful one, and I honestly want to know what your criticisms of the show are, other than Jake's stupid fucking questions. I really want to know how we can make the show better. What do you think could change with the show? What do you want to see? What kind of segments do you want to see with this show? Also, are you interested in Assassin's Creed Valhalla at all? Is that just a game that's gonna flop? Is it gonna be like a Marvel's Avengers game? That's it. That's all I got. It's like, how can we improve on the show? And is Valhalla even gonna be worth anything? Those are my questions.
Good questions. I have the answers, and you'll get them next week.
Oh, thanks. I mean, can you tell me like after we finish the show, though?
No, you got to wait till next week.
All right.
The plugs. Let's plug it up. The other
your penis again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
We're gonna get banned from YouTube. The plugs. The other Lonercast shows. Check out the Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. Do that thing. Follow me on Twitter, emergency pizza _. Follow Nick on Twitter, fatal _microwave. Check us out on twitch.tv/lonercast. I've been streaming all the time. I really want to hit affiliate at some point. If you want to help me hit that, cool. If not, whatever, man. That's just rude.
We've also got a show that's coming out, a new thing, and I'm gonna keep harping on it because until it happens. Because you've told me it's coming out.
It is
this month.
It is. It's almost done.
2.5 weeks.
It's almost done. I'm just really, really bad at editing, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And then next month,
it's gonna be good.
Next month, I've got a couple of videos that'll go up, and those are kind of a surprise. So, yeah, a couple ideas. I've got all my setup so that I can do it, and look forward to that next month. But that's it. That's all I got.
Bye-bye.
Bye.